Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes and I'm playing Astroneer. And in this Let's Learn episode, I'm going to teach you how to build your first base and get started in the game. The first thing I like to do when building a base is to level the area around the habitat. Now you do that just by using the flattening tool, and I tend to take the granite area right next to the habitat as my initial reference. Make it nice and flat. There's nothing you can really do to make the base look perfect, but this helps. So I'm going to do this for a little while, and I will reconvene as soon as I'm done flattening. If you happen to run into any large objects obstructing your base area, make sure to just dig it out, give it a firm push, and get it out of your area. So I'm going to move this guy out of the way as best we can. If you can't move it, just use dirt to your advantage. Push it along by putting or adding dirt underneath it in the direction you want it to go. There we go. Got enough momentum to roll this baby. Once you have yourself a nice flat area, go ahead and collect yourself a whole stack of resin, because resin is going to be used for the infrastructure of your base. So once you got the resin, go ahead and over to your habitat, and what you'll find is that there's this little pipe following you. Now what the pipe will allow you to do is will allow you to extend it out to create what's called a node. Once the node is extended, you can go ahead and put resin down to finish the node up. If you don't like the node that you created, the location of the node that you created, or before you put the resin down, you can also click on this to retract it again. Now that we have our node, the difference between a node and what's called a base module is that nodes you can continually extend off of. If you were to create a base module right off your first pipe here, you'll not be able to extend any further than this. So it's best to create a couple nodes first so that you have more room to build. The nodes also provide a dual post, which allows you to throw down like power related objects such as like a solar panel or a battery or a wind turbine. What I like to do is I like to go out 2 nodes before I build out my module, my base module. This allows me to put both a solar panel and a battery right off of this extension here. Let's go ahead and create another node. Now that we've got 2 nodes worth of space here, we're then now going to create the base module. And to do that, all I do is throw down 2 resin. This will create the base module. Let's go ahead and flatten this area as well, so we have some room. Did not go as far out as I normally like to go. There we go. Alright, once you have the base module completed, you have a selection of 4 different things that you can build. You can build the printer, the research, smelter, and the vehicle bay. The printer and the vehicle bay you'll not be able to craft right now until you go scavenging in mines. But components are actually quite plentiful around the map. So the first 2 things you want to build are the research module as well as the smelter. I like having this smelter right in the middle, but I also like to kind of plan out my base too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another node here. And then, there we go. And then I'll build another empty module here. Now you got to be careful not to place these too close together because they tend to overlap. So I kind of give it a little bit of an angle. There we go. Let's see what this looks like after we put it down. Perfect. They don't overlap. They're right next to each other. It'll be easy to access both of these components really easily. So let's do the other side real quick. And I'm continuously making these nodes so that I'm going to have room for power later on. I'll eventually have a nice big grid. Just a little bit off center so that it doesn't overlap. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to go get some more resin. I'll be right back. Now that I have my 3 empty modules complete, I'm ready to start building the first 2 modules. So what I like to do is I tend to like to have my printer in the middle here. And then my research, I want to be able to have it in a nice area where I can bring the vehicle around, because I tend to haul a bunch of research material on the vehicles. So probably on this edge, because there's a hill on this side, so I'll probably be kind of scavenging in this area. There's also a cave right here, but that's okay. It doesn't matter too much, just as long as this area is nice and clear. Like, I'll probably have to do a lot more flattening in this area, maybe put like a ramp up here. So that's really easy for me to be able to drive the vehicle up to the research module. Go ahead and collect yourself some compound, because you're going to need it for both of the two modules that you can create right off the bat. You can go ahead and open up your inventory and drop them in, or you can just click it as long as you have it in your inventory. Once it's all filled up with the compound that it needs, go ahead and hit the button. Do it for this side here too. So I'm going to put the smelter on this side. There we go. We have our first two base components. Now it's time to go find some copper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The area that you're going to look for is you're going to want to look for any cave systems. Make sure to bring yourself some compounds so you can make some tether. Let me show you how that's done. Hit Q, and then go ahead and cycle through and make some tethers. I tend to make 2 or 3 when I'm about to go venturing into a cave. I'll make 2 for now. Then you hit T to go ahead and place a tether down. I'm going to be filling this area up, so we'll probably want it to be on top there. There we go. So now I've got all the oxygen I need to be able to venture into this cave. So I will reconvene as soon as I find some copper. Or malachite. It starts off as malachite, and then when you process it, it turns into copper. Before venturing off too far, make sure that your base, or at least part of it, has some of these solar panels here. You're not going to be able to build a big one just yet, but a little one will work just fine. That will allow the power that's going through the tether to help you dig a lot more. While you're in the caves, make sure to look for any researchable items while you're down here. Because not only will you be able to unlock research with these, you're also going to be able to get some valuable resources. The most valuable one being the lithium, so that you'll be able to create batteries for your base. So we got really lucky. We were able to find not only a node of malachite, but a node of vaterite as well. Malachite, once you process it, will make copper, and vaterite will make aluminum. So let's go ahead and collect all this stuff up and bring it back to the base. If you don't happen to have any storage, you can always throw your unused resources in a little hole like this. The reason why I put them in a hole is so that they won't blow away during a storm. And it's a nice place to just kind of throw all your junk. Just be sure to put these at least on some sort of slots. Like I've got a lot of posts here that I can put them on, but just wanted to show you an example of this. But I'd warn you about storing too many objects in this sort, because it can lag the game quite a bit in its current unoptimized state. Once you bring back all the metal that you scavenged, make sure to throw it into your smelter, hit the button, and it'll go ahead and process all the malachite and the laterite that you've collected. Take 2 copper, put it in your inventory, and then click on this object here to then go ahead and set up building the printer. This is going to unlock all sorts of great new items for you to be able to build. The first one that I would suggest is go ahead and get yourself some compound. I think I have 2 in here. I do. Cool. I don't have any power right now, but as I said, the best one to build right off the bat is the solar panels. If you happen to have a lot of research items, make sure to start researching those too. You're going to want to try to get yourself as much research as you can. So we started off with the fuel condenser, which is another base module that we'll build. But make sure to pick up as many as you can so that you get duplicates, because what you're going to be aiming for is you're going to want to try to get some lithium, which is what's going to allow you to build a battery for your base. Once you have a couple solar panels and a couple batteries implemented into your base, you're not going to have to worry about power ever again. Make sure to place some solar panels onto each of the modules to power them up. Once you have some power, go ahead and create yourself a solar panel, which will speed up this process considerably. Always be researching. The next research item that we're looking to build is called the trade platform. So just keep on researching until you get it. Once you have yourself a solar panel, go ahead and place it on one of the central nodes here. This will start powering up all of your modules, which is really great. Unfortunately, we don't have any batteries, so this power is going to be temporary to just one usage of each one of these modules. So go ahead and create as many solar panels as you can find compound. After researching a ton of research items, you're going to eventually run into lithium. So go ahead and make yourself a battery using this lithium. This is going to allow you to retain all the power that you've charged during the day and use it at night. Unfortunately, we just missed it. Missed nighttime here. But that's okay. The next day, we'll have a nice big battery worth of power to help power our base. While you're out and about gathering resources, every so often you're going to run into a sandstorm, which is going to throw these deadly blocks at you. If you're caught out in the open, just make sure to just give yourself a little hidey hole like this to protect yourself from any blocks that are coming your way. Make sure to save a lithium for yourself to be able to build a battery. This will make it so that you can dig a lot longer on your, if you happen to be on your own without a tether. Go ahead and place it. Oh, sure to place it in the top right region or top left, depending on what you want. So having a solar panel and a battery works out really nicely and allows you to dig a lot longer than you normally would. While you're out scavenging for resources, make sure to pick up your tethers as you come back home, especially if it's leading to somewhere that really doesn't have anything for you to pick up. Now, in the latest beta version, I used to be able to shift click these and it would just put it in into your pack. But if you shift click them in this current build, which I think is like the third beta branch, it's basically deleting the tethers. So be careful with that and just drag them in normally as you would any other item. All right, so now that we've done a lot of research, we've unlocked both the trade platform as well as the fuel condenser. Now, this kind of thing that I'm going to do here, it feels a little bit OP, but I think that if you've collected enough aluminum to make yourself a trade platform and enough resources to build a couple fuel condensers, you should be rewarded by having the whole scavenging process being a little bit easy. But I feel that, let me explain myself. So basically what's happening is I'm going to build myself a trade platform here, and I need some aluminum, but let's go ahead and make the infrastructure for the fuel condensers as well. What I tend to do is I put my fuel condensers right next to the trade platform so that it's easy to use the fuel that you create using the fuel condensers to be able to acquire goods from the trade platform. So here we go. So let's go ahead and build out this empty module here. Hopefully it's close. It's far enough. Perfect. Perfect. So to make a fuel condenser, I need some copper. So let's go ahead and do the other one over here. And this kind of simplifies the whole exploration and gathering resources, methodology. But I feel that, you can play it any way you want. For brevity, for me, I like doing the whole trade platform and fuel condenser thing. You basically make fuel, you put it into your trade platform, and you'll be able to get other resources through the trade platform. So I'm going to go ahead and scavenge a little bit more resin and get the copper and aluminum needed to build all these components out. Once you have your trade platform built, you can use any of the extra titanium that you found while doing research to get yourself some more resources. So currently we're low on copper, so we're going to go ahead and trade this titanium for some copper. All you got to do is drop the titanium onto the platform here. Well, try to jump over. Just put in any of these 8 slots that you can, and then select the resource that you're looking for. So I'm going to need some malachite. You can go straight to copper, but it costs more. It's best just to click on the item at the lowest cost you can possibly afford, and then go ahead and process it yourself. It's not too hard. All right, the trade satellite is back with our malachite. Let's go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to go ahead and process those into copper and then build our fuel condenser. Now that we have the fuel condenser built, we can go ahead and process the fuel to be able to sell through the trade system. Like I said, this feels a little bit OP right now. It's probably going to get balanced later, but for me to be able to make this video super fast, I'm going to go ahead and use this whole method. So basically what you do is if you're looking for a particular resource, you just continue to make fuel. Fuel is actually pretty profitable. You can get 2 of the basic resources per fuel. You can get 1 of the metals per fuel as well. Because this is only requiring you to use, just power, it's a really easy way to get at the resources that you're looking for. So I'm going to need some copper to be able to finish off this second fuel condenser. So let me go ahead and trade for that. So using the fuel condenser in the trade station, I'm able to get all the resin I need to fully flesh out the infrastructure of my base. So I tend to use a grid pattern where I've got a 2x3 on either side of the habitat. I also add 2 extensions to the habitat and another 2x3 here with all my modules attached to the ends here. You can put it in any format that you want. This is really nice and laid out so that I have all the room I need to be able to place solar panels, batteries, and then soon wind turbines and generators if I really need it. At this point of the game, I like to build as many storage platforms as I can. And what I do is I put them on each one of the modules, so that way I've got all the storage space I'll ever need. Once I'm done with all the storage platforms, I then work on power. So I try to get 6 solar panels as well as 6 batteries. This will allow my base to last a very long time, almost throughout the whole night, depending on what I'm working on. I also throw down a couple of wind turbines to supplement nighttime lack of power. Now that the base is fully powered and I've got all the resources that I need, it's time to start building out some vehicle bays so that I can continue to, find some more research, get more lithium as well as titanium. And then I'll be at a position where I can go ahead and explore the planets. I tend to build 2 of them, one of them for the spaceship. Each one of these vehicle bays acts as a landing pad for a spaceship. So if I have a vehicle in place here, maybe getting some power, maybe getting some more upgrades, at least I'll have one for the ship to land on. So let's go ahead and get some aluminum here. I need 2 aluminum per vehicle bay. All right, here we go. Got plenty of aluminum and copper now. We are not at a point where we need any resources. It's all about exploration, chilling out, finding all that research material. There we go. Got my 2 vehicle bays. Let's wait till they're powered up, see what I got. Pretty sure I've uncovered or researched the truck. Yep, there it is. And yeah, I don't have the spaceship yet, but I do have the truck, which will allow me to then go ahead and start collecting research. So let's get some more aluminum over here. All right, and we'll go ahead and throw it in here. I don't tend to put storage on the vehicle bays, but what I do put are more of the wind turbines. It's very random how the wind turbines work. Some of them are working, some of them are not. So I've been looking at the wind while I've been waiting for daytime, and the wind fluctuates a lot, but it doesn't seem to correspond with the wind turbines. Like the wind can be coming from this way, and then this one's on, or like right now, you can kind of see that the wind is blowing in this direction, but this one isn't powered up at all. All right, so we've got our truck here. So let's go ahead and build it out so that we can start getting some resources. All right, it looks like I don't have the storage module unlocked. So what I'm gonna have to build for this is a seat, a battery, as well as a solar panel. I'll be back as soon as that's done. The way I orient my truck with the battery and the solar panel is I tend to put them on the top. Now, it'd be nice if I could put it, this on the back or the front. But what tends to happen is if you run into your base, and the was it the tether appears. I'll show you that real quick. Let's see if I can drive it backwards. It's very hard to drive these things. But if the tether appears, it will remove the object that you have on the back of it. So I tend to put both of them on top when I don't have the storage module installed. All right, so at this point in the game, we've got the base completely built, and I'm now in a position where I can go out and explore. The 3 places that you want to explore are obviously caves. Now, if you're really great at digging, I would suggest giving yourself a path so that you can drive your truck in there. But I have all sorts of problems while moving trucks inside of caves, so I tend to just go it by foot and just use the truck as my air supply. The other areas you want to look for are these wrecks here. Now, if you dig inside, you may be able to find some rare resources like titanium, and you got some aluminum here as well. So titanium and aluminum, and a little bit of compound. Go ahead and take that. You will also find some research items too. I think I might have already cleared this spot out. While you're exploring, be really cognizant of how far you are from your base, because these waypoints are not visible from... Wow, look at all that stuff up there. We're gonna get that. But as you can see, as I get further and further away from my base, this waypoint goes lower and lower on the horizon. So as you get if you get too far away, you're going to want to throw down a couple beacons. So you just make beacons with the compound. Oops. Or you misclick a lot, like I do. And just throw a beacon down to kind of remind you how to get back home, as well as where you've explored. There we go. Got a beacon. Now let's get at this stuff. Oh, we got a windstorm coming. If you've got a vehicle handy, you can always just sit inside your vehicle to weather the storm. Looks like there are 2 new researches that we can go after here. Let's wait till the storm settles. I'll be right back. Alright, the storm is finished. Let's go ahead and grab this research. It's like 2 new ones. So you can either put one on the back or the front. I like putting it in the back first, because if you put stuff in the front, it tends to be pretty difficult to drive around. So I think the other ones that are up there are the same ones that we have here. Let me see. No, I think this one's a different... No, I mean, it might be the same one. Let me check. Yeah, that looks like just the double post. Yeah. So yeah, at this point in the game, you're pretty much set to explore, find research items. Oh, I forgot to mention the last part. So the last place to explore. So you can either go into caves, you can look for wrecks. The other option is try to go to a different biome. Like this is a completely different biome here, which has these stone research nodes available to me. I'm gonna make sure I can still see my beacon. But be very careful, like I said, not to go too far, or you'll get completely lost like I always do. Make sure you can always see your beacon before dropping the next one. You can tell that it's a different biome by the color of the grass, the color of the ground, and all that good stuff. So this is kind of like a blue biome here, and this is more of a purplish greenish. Looks like it's the same on this side here. But there are 3 biomes per planet, so make sure to look for different colors so that you can get at different researches. Alright folks, this is Johnnyonoes, and I've been playing Astroneer. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions at all about this game or any of the other games that I support, please go ahead and leave a comment in the comments section below. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next episode.